Spanish 101, which is what I do the most of, I'm worried about kind of two things. Communication and trying to fit in the culture. And my background, I spent a lot of time in Spain and in Venezuela, so I'm always trying to fit in as much of that as possible. But of course, we're trying to teach the grammar, which teaching grammar for me is not my favorite thing, because I'd rather do more interesting things. I'd really like them to hear the language. So even Spanish 101, sometimes I get students that are really shocked that I speak lots of Spanish in Spanish 101. And they sometimes they freak out a little bit about that. But so I think communication is really the most important thing, but then trying to bring in the culture. I flipped my Spanish 101 course, so I put grammar videos online, so I don't have to do a lot of the grammar stuff in class, because me standing with my back to them, writing on the board verb paradigms is not the most exciting stuff. I'd rather practice and talk about them. Some of the most exciting moments over these years is when someone comes in and says, they're halfway through Spanish 101 and they say, I had to use Spanish over the weekend or yesterday. It happens, maybe once a semester. It doesn't happen all the time. It just happens every once in a while. I remember this guy coming in and he says, hey, I was at the doctor's office and there was these people and I realized they didn't speak English and I needed to speak Spanish, and I did my very basic Spanish 101 and I was able to get them to the right office. And he was very excited about this. And then he said, then they started talking to him in Spanish and he didn't know what they were saying. And he said, and he said to them, I'm only in chapter 3. So, but that's the exciting thing about languages.